Happy National Scrapbook Day, card makers. Today I'm going to take you through each one of the National Scrapbook Day cards and walk you through putting them together. And you can do that anytime that is convenient to you. The first one we're going to do is this sending a basket of birthday wishes. Everything that you need for the cards is going to be in this little package, except for adhesive. You're going to need a regular adhesive. You might also want a precision point adhesive, or if you have the repositionable tape, the little dots, which I usually liken to like a Xyron. And then you'll also need scissors. So let's get started. All right, they're all of a simple white card base. And so we're just gonna fold that. The orientation of this card is like this. We'll go ahead and open up our package. The little, so the way I packaged these, we're gonna work on them in order. So the piece of grass and the blue cardstock should be on top. You will also need some dimensionals for underneath that sentiment, and you will need, of course, you know, the pieces. So anything that I've had to add to this kit that Creative Memories put out or alter is on this flip side. So that's where you're gonna find the red hearts that I punched for you, this little tag, and the stamped sentiment, as well as the clouds. Okay, so anything that is from this packet that I didn't alter, like this red and white polka dot piece, they're going to be on this side. So you can do it one of two ways. You can kind of leave them separate in separate piles. I think that's what I'm going to do, just so that I can find things maybe faster. You won't use all of these pieces, but you actually are going to use most of them. So I'm going to empty that. We will need the little jewel, which is in here, in your little Ziploc. So, and that already has adhesive on it. And then, let me think of how I think I just used the two big ones. The two big dimensionals on that one. All right. Now this is your little Stickles. Now I'm crossing my fingers because I packaged these up and mailed them all over Florida, and they've only been packaged for a couple days. I did find, I think I told some of y'all that were on a previous class with me, they were in press and seal, and that didn't really work out too well. So we're not going to use that in this card, but you can just set it aside with your little brush. And I am crossing my fingers that it is still wet. And you know, if this is not your first virtual card class with me, then you know I like to give myself the same setup that I sent you. So I'm experiencing the same thing that you all are experiencing. And so we're gonna be surprised by that together. All right, so let's gather our pieces. I've got my background, I've got grass. Let me grab, the beauty of us not doing this on Facebook Live is that you can pause me, and you can start and stop me as often as you need to, if you get behind. Here's the for you. There should be 6 hearts. And now this for you on the other side says loving this. I mean, if you want to use, you know, something other than the for you, you can. You don't have to use the for you. You guys know how I feel about that. You can off-road, be the boss of your own art. Okay, I think we've got all the pieces. I feel like that sometimes takes longer than anything else. So now we can go ahead and assemble. I'm going to start with the cardstock. And then I'm going to add the grass piece. And you can make it flush with the bottom, or like I kind of left it up a little bit. You can do however you like. And I kind of wove it into the grass. And then we can add our hearts. And I just kind of load them all up with adhesive first. I'm gonna leave one out here. Kind of fell out of the basket. And then the rest I'll kind of pile in here. Oops. Add some more tape here. That one isn't gonna get tape. This one is just gonna go on top here like this. So it'll get a little bit of tape here just to grab onto the basket handles like this, and then we will go ahead and add the jewel like so. And we can add our sentiment over here. And we will add our clouds. Now, this grass piece was made with the custom cutting system. This is an old cartridge, so sadly the grass is no longer available. We're going to use two different types on this set, and the other one is still available right now, and those tend to sell out. So if you like the leaf one that we're going to use on some of the other cards in this kit, you'll want to add that to your collection for sure. Those are $18.50, and it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite tool for sure. Just gonna kind of hide that cloud. Again, with the clouds, you know, you can put them wherever you like. And that one is done. All right, so the next one's gonna be Thinking of You. This one is a vertical card. And we've got this yellow piece. We've got like an olive green piece, and then we have this Thinking of You. I'm going to slide that underneath. And then we need, there's a couple different the leaves that I used are the ones with the little dots. So this one has some dots, this one does not have dots. And then what I did on the top one is I actually cut off one of the leaves so that it was just two. So that's up to you on what you want to do. And then on the flowers, those will each get a dimensional, and I added the glossy accents to the middle of the flower for you. All right, so we need some dimensionals, and then we also need this piece. Now this piece I ended up chopping off the top. I mean, if you want to add whatever you chop off, like if you want to cut it in half and add a piece to the top and a piece to the bottom, that would also look cool. On my sample, I did some chalking around the edge, so if you have some chalk that you want to do, you can do that. Now, I don't know if yours is like this, and this is bothering me that it's not equal all the way around. So I'm just gonna grab my trimmer and take off just a tad, only because it bothers me. And if yours is like that and it bothers you, I apologize. You can also take a second and trim that down. All right, so we'll start by adding, oops, I hate it when I grab the wrong tape runner. I'm gonna center that on there. And for this, I'm definitely gonna use the precision point adhesive. I wouldn't recommend doing it on top of your card like I was just doing it. It does dry clear, but you can see it. I'm gonna leave this area open for now so I can slip the pieces I need underneath. So I'm just gonna kind of lay it on there gently, not really press it all the way down, and then I'm gonna sneak this piece under here like that. And that is pretty much in the center. Again, you can decide how much you want to do on that. And this one, take to there. Stick those down. All right, take my little scissors here, cut off one leaf. And stick that on there. And then we've got our little strawberry flowers. Add a dimensional to each of those. I did just recently see that there's like low rise dimensionals, and I really want to get some of those because I find sometimes the dimensional is like a little too high, and that's just me. Well, this doesn't look like it's gonna reach through, so that's probably why I didn't do it for the last one. And I probably could have left, you know, brought it down a little bit more. I think the original was down a little bit more, but that's all right. So that card is done. I feel like, you know, we can't have too many thinking of you cards at this point of the game, this point of the world we're living in. I cannot center things today. All right, so card number 2 is done. You'll just notice that I changed the yellow that I used. I hope you agree with my color choice there. I just think this is a little more softer for thinking of you. I was just thinking like, I don't know, Legos with that bright yellow. Wasn't really loving it. Okay, so our next one, let me throw away some of this garbage around here. The next one in your packet actually is not this one. If we're just working our way down, it's going to be this one. We're going to save the Stickles for the end though, because I want, that was the other thing. I wasn't sure how much Stickles to include. Hopefully you have enough. Now this has been pre-chalked for you. I went ahead and chalked that for you. You can start by sticking that down. Actually, all of the, everything you need except for the leaves and the strawberries were right in your kit. Okay, so we've got the happy birthday, we've got this, we've got our leaf chain. This is the one that is still available from Creative Memories. Love this. I find that I've used it a lot. It's fairly new. It's only come out maybe last March, February, March. It's pretty recent. We need to grab a strawberry, and then we need to grab our leaves. Okay, so now that we've got that on, I'm gonna go ahead and stick down this guy. Now this is a perfect situation where you could use the repositionable tape, because it only is sticking, will only stick to the paper, so it kind of goes right on the paper. If you don't have that, then definitely you can use your precision point adhesive. The repositionable tape, sometimes you can see like little hints of it, but they're like kind of just sparkle in there, but it is a lot faster. Okay, and then I put the white underneath, so I'll need to kind of wedge that up again. And then that. Did it again. Grab the wrong tape. And for this, I will use my precision point adhesive. So if you have trouble, you can dot it. What you want to do is kind of float right above the top. I mean, obviously you have to make contact with the paper, but you don't want to press really hard with the tip. That actually makes it not work. So there's that, and then our big strawberry and our flowers over here. We're gonna put this on. Now this does not get a dimensional, but I will put a dimensional on the strawberry. You can, let's see. Yeah, we need dimensionals for the watering can. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I just used 1 on this one, and I just kind of put it up to the top, and it kind of just kind of angles down. All right, so we're gonna wait on the Stickles for that. So put that one aside now that that one's done, and we're gonna come back to it. Okay, and now we've got the You Grow Girl. Oh, just kidding. The next one in your package is this one. All right. Of course, you can do them in any order you like. I did change this one up. Thanks for helping me grow to just many thanks. I thought, well, if you know, I was trying to think of the scenarios where I would send, and certainly there are cases that I could send thanks for helping me grow, you know, to other people. I could think of several instances where that card would be useful, but I thought many thanks would make it more useful to send to more people. So I went ahead and changed that stamp. I'm grabbing the right tape here. All right, so we've got our blue base, and we have our stamped piece. It's gonna go on next. That has already been pre-inked on the edges, stamped multiple places. And then we've got our grass piece. So the grass piece is cut to go edge to edge of the card. And on the first one I did, I actually trimmed it so that it just kind of went over into the blue. And so I think I am going to do that again. So I'm going to trim it off a little bit. And so it just kind of overlaps a little bit. And again, you can, you know, play with the height of that based on what looks good to you. And add that on here. Add the strawberry. The strawberry is going to go on with a dimensional. Oops. And then I'm going to use 3 on the watering can and grab our watering can. Now the watering can I kind of positioned over this thicker part of the stamp, the water stamp image there. Okay. Kind of like that. All right. And that one is done. We can set that one aside with the done ones. And lastly, the You Grow Girl. That would be fun for, I don't know, a friend maybe who gets a promotion, or a graduation card. My goodness, these poor graduates right now. It's crazy. All right, so with this one, we've got our base, we've got our green leaves, we've got our dimensional. We need to grab our strawberry in here. There's one more strawberry. There's our strawberry. The You Grow Girl, which is already stamped. It's that on the other side. We need our last set of leaves. And we need, so what I did was I used the gingham, the green gingham, and then I used 2 other ones, and I used the white side. So up to you on what you want to do. You can use the Live Simply, you can use the gray if you want, or you can use any of these other little extra pieces. There's Berry Sweet. You Berry Sweet Girl, maybe you could do that. Anyway, those are going to be your leftover pieces. All right. Add the blue cardstock here. I'll use my repositionable. And that should extend top to bottom. Mine is maybe a hair too long. All right, that's why I keep my handy dandy scissors. Actually, I think this is what I did on the other one. I kind of cut it off here and centered it. You Grow Girl, I kind of put towards the bottom. There I go, using repositionable. Every time I do that, I'm just kind of using double the tape, but that's all right. This one I kind of tucked underneath. And then added the strawberry again with the last little dimensional. And kind of like the other one, I kind of put it up towards the top so that it kind of angles down. I'm kind of blocking the U. Move it over a little bit. There we go. And then we'll add these last little flags on here. I did, let's see, I want to add it to the back of that and the fronts of these. Don't get yourself all turned around. Now I'm going to trim them so they're different lengths. And this one, I think, up a little bit. And then this one, kind of the shortest. Okay, once you get those where you want, you can trim them off. And now it's time for the stickles. Okay, this is the moment of truth here. Now, so this is a little pill thing, right, that I bought. I think the easiest thing to do is going to be to just kind of cut off the top. Oh goody, it's still wet. That is amazing. All right, so I'm gonna, to me, this is more essential on the You Grow Girl than the little dots around the outside. So I'm gonna suggest that you start with the 4 dots on the top and bottom of this. And then you can go ahead and use the extra for the other one. But you can decide for yourself what you think works. Now, hopefully the ones that got shipped or maybe got left on porches, hopefully the sun did not heat these stickles up. But like I said, I packaged them all on the same day, and hopefully yours are arriving nice and stickily gooey for yours. All right, so now that I've got those on, now I can basically just use the rest to kind of add some stickles. Ooh, that was kind of a big blob. It definitely, this was much easier, I think, than using the press and seal. But it definitely be easier if you already had a stash of Stickles, and probably some of you do have your own stash of Stickles, and so probably won't even, this is not even an issue for you. You have all the Stickles that you want. So I feel like I had just enough. I kind of, it's up into the tip of my, all the way to the base of my brush. And I'm gonna get out every last little morsel of Stickles that I can. Okay. So you definitely want to let those dry well before you pack everything up. You can reuse these. I know I send them out in a lot of my card kits for you, and I don't know if you keep them or throw them away. Again, that's up to you. But you can wash them out and reuse them. And there is a little cover for them, so I'll reuse mine. All right, these are our extra pieces, and let's get all our cards out here for a parting shot. And all right. And that is that. Well, I hope you enjoyed those. I certainly enjoyed making them, and let me know if you have any questions. If you're on one of the Zoom calls today, if you're putting these together on National Scrapbook Day and you have any questions while we're on the Zoom calls together, feel free to ask. Alrighty. Good luck. Have fun.